Hello everybody, it's the 8th of August 1964 and we're beginning the very last story of the very first season of Doctor Who. My name's Toby Hadoke and I am joined by three people who were involved in the making of that show, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Tim Combe and I was a production assistant.
Hello, I'm Carole Ford and I was Susan.
Hello, I'm Neville Smith and I was D'Argenson.
So, it's 48 years ago. How does that
God.
feel to be watching something?
Old.
We'll get that
Amazing.
Very exciting. I've seen it before.
Have you not?
No, I never saw it, no.
How extraordinary.
No.
Not even when it went out, Neville?
No, I was doing something else. I was working on something else. 5:15 it went out. We were, I think.
Yep, it did. And you weren't amongst the 6.9 million viewers watching it. Is this one you remember fondly, Carole?
Yes, it's one of my favourite ones, I must say. Lots of dressing up involved in this, which is very nice.
Well, it's the first script from somebody who became quite a key figure in Doctor Who, Dennis Spooner, who's often credited with injecting some humour into Doctor Who.
Much needed too.
Yeah.
And you're a writer, Neville. Do you have any recollections of the script? And
Only that it was heavily cut from the script that I thought it would be. Our two characters, D'Argenson and Vouvray, two aristocrats at the time of the French Revolution, were very interesting in the original idea that Dennis Spooner had. But it was cut, so we ended up as rather characters who reached a sort of literally a dead end. We were murdered, but they went nowhere really, and I felt it was a pity that the original script idea wasn't done. But of course, that would have been
It's on the cutting room floor.
because it would have been an hour long, and so. So I just regret it. I'd like to have talked to him, Dennis Spooner. He came, I think, to the read-through, and then
Yes, he did.
never saw him again.
No.
Never saw him again.
He became a script editor later, of course.
Did he? Yeah.
yeah, he made enough of an impression that he took over
Yeah.
from David
From David
Whittaker, the
Whittaker,
first script
yeah.
editor.
But there was no humour in our scenes. We just ran behind a wall and got beaten to death.
Not much fun when you're escaping the mob, really.
Not really. No.
And we're at the end of Doctor Who's first year on air, Carole. You'd got two more to record that ended up being your final two, but had you TARDIS crew and indeed the behind the scenes, you become very much a team by this point.
Oh, very
in the
much
show.
so, yes, before this. I mean, almost immediately. Luckily, we gelled, as they say. Yes, quite an unlikely sort of pairing or quartet. But yes, we did gel very much. So.
Well, it shows on screen because everyone's got a very good rapport.
Everybody says that. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's great.
And so by this time, you'd started a show that nobody was sure was going to succeed.
Yep.
And by this time, did you feel that you'd very much proved everybody wrong and that you were in something that people talked about?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it just showed because wherever one went, one was recognised, and it was most unexpected, really. It was really like being a pop star. In fact, on some occasions, I was actually mobbed and had to be rescued.
But you were on Jukebox Jury.
I was on Jukebox doing all sorts of funny things, yes. With one of the Beatles, with one of the Kinks, with all sorts of amazing people. I did it about 3 or 4 times.
Any stories?
Only on one occasion when I was asked to give my opinion, as we all were, about what was being played. And I think it was the Beach Boys. And I said, do you know, yeah, I do like them, but, you know, they sound the same. And I still think, you know, everything they do sounds the same to me. And I was nearly beaten up, I think, because of that. Phil Collins was on.
You didn't say that
told
to the
me that's a
Beatles
very
either, did
stupid
you?
little girl.
Oh,
And you've just come out into a studio set that's outside.
No, this is still in the studio.
Yeah, but it's an
Yeah,
inside trying to be outside.
Exterior,
Yeah,
yes.
But it does a very good job of
Yeah,
It's not bad, is it? Yeah.
yeah.
Really good.
I always feel that, you know, in black and white, you've got a better chance of making it believable because you haven't got the. Sometimes you've got the the backdrop of the blue clouds and things like that, it does look a bit phony. Whereas in black and white, you can get away with it.
Why didn't they ever give it a bit of breeze so that things were slightly moving? I think the absolute stillness is such a giveaway.
It is. I agree with you there. Yeah.
Cost of a wind machine would have made you lose an actor,
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
it?
yes, we wouldn't have got our wages,
Yeah,
would
no,
we?
you wouldn't.
Neville wouldn't have made it in, let alone out.
No.
Here is a French boy who speaks perfect English.
We all did,
And we
actually.
understand
We're
him
pretty
perfectly.
Yes, you all do.
Yeah, wherever we went, we understood exactly what everybody says. That's only been recently explained in the most recent episodes. I think about half a dozen episodes ago. They said there was something going on in the TARDIS.
The TARDIS
which
telepathy,
enabled
yeah.
enabled us to understand, or enabled them to, not us anymore, unfortunately.
Whereas, of course, you just didn't mention it, which seemed
No,
perfectly...
No, no, we didn't.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
But there's a decision to be made there, isn't it? That it would have been harder for the guest actors to take seriously if you'd have all had to adopt cod French accents or do something like that. So it's
Yeah.
the only answer, really.
Yes, so
isn't it?
why didn't we understand the cavemen in the first one?
Because the TARDIS
Go
was
on, go on,
malfunctioning.
get out of
The
that one.
TARDIS was malfunctioning.
Ah, right, okay.
Do you know, I was recently in the pizza house in Olympia, and there was a Doctor Who something next door that was Doctor Who, modern Doctor Who, huge exhibition. And there were these people sitting around talking about TARDIS. And I was dying to say, I've been on board TARDIS.
Be there, done it, got the T-shirt.
You'd have made their day.
No. I was then had to explain and
You'd have been able to sell photographs and all sorts. So here we have the man
Pushing
in
through the
question.
bushes.
At this time, not the first Doctor Who, but the only Doctor Who,
Yes.
William Hartnell.
Yeah.
So, and who was only in his 50s at the time
Right.
of doing this, which people forget. So it's interesting for those of us that that never met him. How much of what we see of Doctor Who was Bill and vice versa, and how
I
different?
think there was a great deal of Bill in it, but I mean, he was obviously very much younger than he appears here, is made to appear. But he loved the part so much, didn't he? He just absolutely, I'm saying didn't he to Tim, because listeners don't know who I'm talking to. No, he just absolutely adored playing it.
he was very grand.
He's very grand.
You
but
found
he's
him grand, did you?
Oh, not half. I said to him, came up to him, we rehearsed in this territorial army hall, and he sat at one end every day with the paper, doing the Times crossword, which he taught me to do. And I said to him, me and my dad went to see you in Carry On Sergeant, you were terrific. He said, oh, I'm a proper actor. No, I'm not a rough cockney. And, as I've often taken for. And I said, oh, no, yeah, you're a proper actor. And he was sort of drew himself up. I'm an actor.
I think he was sending you up. Don't think he took
Anyway, he
himself
taught
that
me to do the
seriously.
Times crossword, which I'm forever
He taught
grateful.
you how to do it.
Yeah, we
It's a
sat there.
technique.
Yes, it is. It's yeah.
It's knowing the cryptic rules, isn't it?
Yes, it's a game, really.
He had all sorts of
Once you know-
surprising talents, did Bill?
Yeah.
Well, is that why he was so delighted to play a part like this, having played heavies for so long in his
Oh,
career?
He
yeah.
had a lot of
Huh?
military parts before, and he I think
He'd
Bill
done
really
Shakespeare,
wanted,
hadn't he?
he
Yeah.
was playing the sergeant majors and things like that, and he really wanted to get away from that, and this was a opportunity to do something different.
He was a jolly nice man.
Oh, I loved him. It's a shame that later on, people have said some rather uncomplimentary things about him, but he wasn't well, of course, which nobody really knew at the time. He was just adorable. Loved him.
Well, we're delighted to set the record straight, or do a different record here. And it's the French Revolution, which, of course, early on in and there's a boom shadow. Early on in Doctor Who, the idea was to educate through history, and it did science fiction
That's
as well.
right.
but-
Alternately, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a preference for genre, Carole?
Oh, I definitely like the history ones. Preferred those to the sci-fi ones.
And obviously, the French Revolution's a good period in which to set it. It's been
It's
done
good.
before, of course.
Yeah, but not on Doctor Who, and it actually coming back to the accents. I remember when we first started off, there was a big discussion as to whether we should adopt these cod French accents, and thank goodness they were eliminated straight
yeah.
away.
Where's the doctor?
Gone upstairs.
Didn't the director have a cod? accent.
He had a Hungarian accent.
Nothing
Yeah.
cod about that.
But he was genuine. He wasn't cod.
Well, he's going to be running themes through this, Henrik Kirsch, the director. It's his only Doctor Who credit. It's his final BBC credit. Do you remember much about him, Neville, and how you got the part?
I got the part because of Tim.
Oh.
Tim cast me because Henrik Hungarian, I don't know how long Tim's just told me he escaped from Hungary, time of the revolution, and he didn't know any actors very well, and Tim suggested me because I'd worked
get a
with Tim
commission,
before
Tim?
on
Yep.
Zcast.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
commission.
Yes.
You'd worked with Tim on...
Zcast.
Zcast.
And Tim suggested, and I got the part, and my only memory of Henrik, because I don't remember a note or anything from him, and I always took it that either we were terrible, so he didn't want to say anything to us.
Why do actors always think that?
I know he doesn't speak, and because I became a great friend of Verity Lambert, and Verity said, "Oh, he's foreign." So, but I remember when there's a scene in which we're chased by the Fourth Estate and to a wall, and we're clubbed to death, and they chased us in silence. You know, you talk about no wind in the trees, but all these thousands of, apparently thousands of revolutionaries chasing us silently. And Henrik said, "No, I want rhubarb. So they chased us shouting, "Rhubarb." Now, this is not before one of the extras said, "Oh, if we speak, we get 28 quid.
Ah,
Oh,
there
yes,
you
it's
go.
that.
So he said,
Yeah.
"All right, I'll pay 3. Rhubarb. And this one of the artists said, "But it's in France." Right. And they chased shouting, "Rhubarb. Rhubarb."
Well, we shall listen out for that. as well.
For the rhubarb.
But no, I don't think, because I just said, "Oh, behave." And Jimmy Hall, who was the soldier, said, "Oh, you're very silly."
I should have said Le Rhubarb.
What is French rhubarb anyway?
Do you know, I looked it up and I can't, I've forgotten.
There's something for the listener to do. Look
Ah,
up rhubarb.
there you go.
Rhubarb in French.
Don't move.
And here you are, Neville.
Please put that on the table. Thank you. What are you doing here?
Don't waste time, Rubric. Kill them, they're after us.
I think not, but I would advise you to answer the question.
And you're with an actor called, wonderful name of Laidlaw Dalling.
Laidlaw who?
Dalling or Dorling?
Laidlaw Dolling.
Laidlaw Dolling,
You couldn't make it up, could you?
who has a great, it's one of my favourite Doctor Who actor names.
Yep.
Next to
He-
Dorothy
Laidlaw.
Rose Gribble.
He was a very nice, quiet, not a dour Scotsman, just a very quiet chap, and he was thoughtful. I liked him.
He's got a lot of presence.
He
Yeah.
was smashing.
We found the old man upstairs. Do not count on
Some
his
acting going on there.
At the moment, he's safe. It was in your power.
So how, I mean, your turnover for this, Neville, as an actor, you come in on the Monday and you're shooting it by the Friday, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
5-day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long were we in the Territorial Army Hall?
We were in the we started off in the Territorial Army, and we did, I think, the first 2 episodes there. And there was there's a story about the Territorial Army place. They had the caretaker there was a chap called Joe, and Joe always used to have a permanent drip on the end of his nose, and one was always, if you're asking for the sandwiches, making quite sure that. Sorry, everybody. And so Bill complained about Joe,
And his drip.
so he obviously had a sandwich, which wasn't. And so I said, well, I'll look into it, Bill. And I went, and actually it was not a very. I don't know if Carole remembers the Territorial Army in the.
It dripped.
The
I mean,
hall
the
in-
Territorial Army dripped, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it
The
did.
rain
It
came
dripped.
through.
They had the leaking
buckets
place. And,
everywhere.
it was a terrible place on the Uxbridge Road. And so I went and saw Verity, and I said, I think we've got to move. And Bill's not happy, and I don't think anybody else is particularly happy. But you've been there for quite a while. No, well, yes, we may have, but I think we should try and move. So, in fact, we did move. We moved to the London Transport training centre right
That was
opposite
very
the television
handy.
centre.
Yeah.
Which was very handy, except that just for people on staff, like my AFM and myself, actually, I was on a sort of I was on staff, but also if you were outside a certain radius, you got your meal allowance. But if you were really near the television centre, they said, well, you can go and get your meal in the television centre. So we didn't get our meal allowance. So our expenses went down. We were also allowed to claim for travel, but not when it's all at the television centre. But it didn't bother us. And when we arrived at the London Transport place, the very first day I can remember quite well. It was very hot that time of the year, and first thing that happened was that Bill said, "I am not drinking camp coffee.
And he wasn't casting aspersions.
Why
I
do
will
you think he
only
had to?
Nescafe, or proper coffee, preferably." So there was we all. I said, "I'll go and get some. I'll go and get some Nescafe." We went and bought some Nescafe. He was happy then. Then the next complaint was somebody sitting in the classrooms said it was finding it very difficult to concentrate on what was going on. And we said, "Why?" He said, "Well, there's a very pretty young girl who's sunbathing out there called Carole Ford." So do you remember this?
Not at all. No, I don't.
Well, I think I went quietly up to you and said, "Caroline, I don't think you can go and sunbathe where you are. Go somewhere else."
And
I don't remember at all.
Neville, you've snapped. You were pointing there at yourself losing your nerve. Your poor old darling.
It's one. It's just one note, isn't it? I mean, look, I'm just hysterical, and I start hysterical and build from there.
But we need that to see the effect that the baddies are having on
Yeah.
the poor and Laidlaw Dolling is doing all the noble
Yeah,
stuff.
he was. Yeah,
The episode's called A Land of Fear, and you are showing the fear.
wonderful.
You can give them uniforms, Lieutenant.
And the lieutenant is an actor called Ken Lawrence. Who? That's the end of Laidlaw there. And you're about to get rhubarbed to death.
Laidlaw's
I think,
Laidlaw.
Neville. And Jimmy Hall, the actor you referred to, is the one with the eye patch.
Yes. Yeah.
They're quite grim soldiers.
Yeah.
And Ken Lawrence, I've got various letters that I'll be reading, because a lot on the production file for this, unusual. I've seen a few of these. And we're going to talk about what may or may not have happened with Henrik on this. There are a number of actors who write to Henrik, as Ken Lawrence did, saying just to say thanks very much for Lieutenant. I'm grateful. Didn't get a chance to buy you a triple scotch. Sorry. Saw the show. Was sorry when it was over. One of the kids dead cut up when it was over. And Jukebox Jury came on. That's a rarity. Thanks again, Henrik. Hope all is well with you. And that's from Ken Lawrence. And there's a few actors, as we find out over the course of the episodes, write in to tell Henrik what a good job he did and that they hope he's all right, which might tie in with the fact that it's documented that Henrik found this quite stressful and didn't work for the BBC again after this. And it would have been your job, I guess, Tim, to have guided a novice or been on hand to help a novice director through.
Well, I was a novice PA. It was my first job as a PA. I mean, I joined the BBC in '63. This was '64. I mean, it was quick promotion. And
It's because you were so good.
He was jolly good, wasn't he, Carole? He
Excellent.
was terrific.
Kept us
are you
all in
my
order.
agent by any chance?
We used to gather in the... Isn't he good? Aren't those sandwiches good?
No, it was. Henrik was a likable chap. He found it difficult to
Communicate.
build a relationship with Bill. That was.
I
all.
think it has a very filmic quality to it, don't you? The way he directs it. The way
Yes, he had a very good eye for camera shots. Really good.
Now listen. We also want credit for our...
And Neville, had you been writing by this point, or did you start
No,
writing?
not for another year.
Because you've haunted my youth and probably the youth of many people with Apache. which is the
Good God.
famous public safety film about children spending a day on the farm and they all die horribly. And Neville, you wrote that, and I've images embedded in my head ever since.
Do you know I've never seen it?
Have you not?
No, because I was, and that's not for this reason. I was never. It began. The director slated to do it, pulled out. He shall be nameless. John Mackenzie took over. I suggested to. It was a Central Office information film. They wanted to do a film about the danger on farms to children, and I wrote it, and John Mackenzie directed it. And the next I remember, it was seeing a thing in the paper saying it had been banned because it was too frightening.
Oh.
It is quite frightening. I remember a hand going into slurry.
Yeah, well, yeah, the kid drowning. But and they never asked me to the viewing. It got an award in Canada, I think at Banff, but it was pulled, and I've never seen it.
Was that for television or was it for the cinema?
No, it was for the Central Office information.
Oh, I see,
It was-
right.
I don't know. It was shown to farm kids. And
It was shown on. I saw it on telly.
You saw it on telly,
Yeah, one afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish they'd told me.
And here's a scene that could have been in it of a farmhouse burning down, showing
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
dangers of
yeah,
fire on a
yeah,
farm with
yeah.
Doctor Who locked into it.
We filmed all
Didn't this
the
create quite a stir
all
because
the
they said it was
flames,
too
you know,
frightening?
all this at Ealing on 35mm.
Yeah.
And we did some filming in Ealing, and then later on we went out on location.
You were the first. This is the first Doctor Who where we actually see the Doctor strolling out and about outside, which we'll see in later episodes.
Wasn't there any sign of him? House. Look at the house.
But I presumably
This was a model at Ealing shot. We had a day at Ealing.
you can tell from the flames being slightly outsized, can't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
But that's presumably because fire is easier to control in a
'cause
film
you
studio.
couldn't do it in the studio. We did have the old, flaming torches, but they were very carefully watched over by loads of firemen in Lime Grove Studios.
And I'm assuming you've got a bit of a
smoke
dry ice
machine.
smoke machine there.
2 smoke machines going.
And yes, you have to leave the viewers waiting for next week. Now, Doctor Who's generally
Yeah.
done and dusted in 50 minutes, but it was
25.
25, and you want them to come back next week.
Yeah.
So the final shot we get is which is excellent burning farmhouse. And Neville, that's your one foray into the world of Doctor Who.
Sad.
How's it been looking back at that?
I don't know what it's odd, isn't it? It's just odd. It's like seeing
Difficult to take in, isn't
seeing
it? Really?
a kid who looks like you did then.
When the call came and they said, we want you to come in and talk about your Doctor Who episode, was that the first time you'd thought about it in a while, or is it
No,
something you've always been conscious about?
No, it's not that, because you must get lots of this letters from people who are completists who want you to tell them about Doctor Who or
Oh, yes.
all the write to my agent, and she sends the letters on, and it's from people who are
Aficionados. I should say. Thank you, Neville Smith, who's whispering what he meant when he said aficionados.
No, I mean people keen, red hot. It's just very strange to see that. And nice to sit with Carole and Tim. It's great. It's after. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought? I know when we've
48 years ago.
It is extraordinary. Yeah.